Thanks, Mike, for having me. Real pleasure to be here. So I've been building marketplaces for 12 years now, like exclusively focusing on this topic. So I kind of like stumbled into that by accident. So I was actually still a student at the time. So me and my co-founder like applied for a research project here in Helsinki, Finland, in the Aalto University, and that was about the building a sharing economy platform there. And we ended up building that as researchers were working on our thesis. And then that was at the time, that was 2008. So nobody's really talking about the sharing economy at any point. So Airbnb was just starting. So, but that's also when we realized the potential of this phenomenon. And then we spun the project off as a company, first building our own marketplace. But then over the course of doing that, so many people reach out to us and ask like, hey, okay, I have this great idea for a marketplace, but I'm not a developer myself. Like I don't have a huge budget. I don't have VC funding. Can I use your tech to build it quickly? And after like talking to a couple dozen people like this, we realized that, okay, this is actually the big problem that we should be solving to really make it possible for everybody to build a marketplace business without having a huge amount of funding.
Nice. So that was in 2008, you said, right? Around there?
Yeah. So it's been 12 years now.
Yeah. So it's great to see kind of no code as far as like a recent kind of trend, and I think an awareness. So at the time, kind of what was that like? Did you have kind of one client that came to you, and then maybe can you kind of speak to that type of marketplace and kind of how you helped them kind of leverage your technology?
Yeah, sure. So it was there were a couple of twists and turns. So the company was started in 2011, and for the first 2 years we were focused on building our own marketplace. So we didn't do it for clients. In 2013, we pivoted and launched with the first client. So we basically did like a customization project for them, tailored the software a bit based on their requirements. So it was this marketplace here in Finland, where like companies could sell their surplus waste material to other companies who turn them into design items. But that was a really great learning experience for us. And then after that, we basically started automating all the processes and like just like streamline the experience so that basically all the basic marketplace features would be out of the box there for people who like start their own platforms.
Nice. And so was that like a peer-to-peer kind of marketplace or a managed marketplace? And can you maybe kind of speak to more like that, maybe that initial need for the marketplace kind of product requirements?
Yeah, definitely this kind of like a need for marketplace products and the whole sharing economy went very much hand in hand. So our platform was a peer-to-peer sharing platform for where people would be borrowing stuff from each other, like and offering various local services. So definitely we at least initially focused a lot on this type of like a peer-to-peer rental, peer-to-peer selling of used goods. So these were the main categories, various types of services. Then over the course we've expanded, and now we also do lots of B2C and even B2B marketplaces these days, but definitely came from the peer-to-peer world heavily.
Got it. And was that, what was that, I guess what is now Sharetribe Go?
Yeah, exactly. So that platform eventually turned into Sharetribe Go that we officially launched back in 2014. After several kind of like a couple of pivots, we finally got the idea of, okay, so we should build this automated tool that works in a bit similar way than Shopify for building an online store or Squarespace for building a website, but for building a marketplace website. And that just didn't exist at all at the time. So we were the first back in 2014 when that went live. And in 1 year, we had almost 500 platforms using it already.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of interesting because you're basically building a marketplace platform to allow others obviously to, easily take their idea to life marketplace. So in essence, you're a marketplace yourself, right? So how did you kind of balance, building out your product and then kind of building the demand for it and all that kind of initial feedback?
Yeah, I think that it's, so we were in a very lucky position in the beginning. Usually you say that they build it and they will come. So that's the mantra that you should never believe. In our case, however, it almost went like that. So basically we put these like landing pages out there and it just turned out that lots of people at the time were Googling how to create a marketplace. I want to create a marketplace, and there was nothing at the time. So the demand really just was there. And basically we were able to focus most of our energy into just building the product based on the customer demand. And that's basically what we've been doing ever since. So we are pretty good at organic reach. We are really good at word of mouth. Big part of our customers are coming through referrals. And we just really focus on understanding what they need and developing the platform based on their needs.
Nice. Yeah, I think that was probably around the time when I think I actually just Google searched you guys when right when I was looking to start Studio Time. So
yeah, I think that was that's also 5 years ago, was it? So it's been a while.
Yeah. Yes. So out of curiosity, I mean, what was kind of the one, I would say, big factor for you guys that led you to kind of basically launch Sharetribe Go and then also launch Sharetribe Flex, and maybe kind of explain the differences for some kind of context for people, if you don't mind?
Yeah, definitely. So for Sharetribe Go, what we really felt that like at the time, our vision was that there should be like, could we really build like a tool that would allow people to build any type of marketplace without writing a single line of code? And that really was our vision for Sharetribe Go. So it turned out that that was quite a heavy challenge. So in the end, especially when marketplace businesses grow, it's quite unique, like what they want to achieve, and they need lots of integrations to a variety of products. Really often, they also want to build their own backends that do machine learning and AI and like various like really custom workflows. And like what we saw that Sharetribe Go was a really great tool to validate the marketplace business. But after the first year or two, it kind of like we really started seeing that the most successful customers of ours, they would raise funding or just in general like start investing more into building a custom platform completely from scratch, which naturally was not ideal for them. They needed to do a huge investment. It was not ideal for us. So that was then what led to the development of Sharetribe Flex, where we really tried to combine the best of both worlds. So in one hand, this tool that allows you to create something in one day, no technical skills. In other hand, like that tool that like basically custom development that allows you to get anything, but the problem is that it's time consuming and expensive. So with Flex, we feel that we've achieved like a sweet spot where still you do need to do development always with Flex, but compared to building from scratch, we see that the development times are 5%, 10%, something like that. And really the quality is fully comparable to something that you will be building completely from scratch. So, so you really can build an experience that is comparable to Airbnb and Uber and all that.
Got it. Yeah, thanks for the explanation on that. So do you have a specific kind of like use case or maybe like a marketplace that you could say, this is specifically what we designed Sharetribe Go for, and maybe even some kind of like points around that as far as, you know, how, like to what point they could kind of leverage it until?
Yeah, I think that like the peer-to-peer rental case has like sometime how always been for us the really big building block. So we've been looking at Airbnb a lot in that case, because like lots of the ideas that came to us were really Airbnb for X type of ideas. That was all the rage at the time. So we really looked into, okay, what the kind of things do you need to do in terms of availability management, in terms of like a search by location, in terms of like so when you're dealing with this marketplace where people are meeting each other in real life and as this peer-to-peer, so that means that also the sellers, they are individuals. So how do you move money to them? How do you make the user experience easy for them? And I think that these has been some of the things that we've invested a lot in, and still people say a lot, and that what they really like about Sharetribe, that the user experience is so easy for both the buyers and the sellers, or the hosts and the guests, depending on the concept. So it's really, there's no complex UIs. It's very like intuitive, like how you navigate the marketplace and use.